Hello, Bella Beauties and Bella Bows. Welcome back to my channel, Bella Black TV. I'm Bella Black, and we have another eligible and intentional dater. Meet Leonard. All right, if you would
Hello,
introduce.
everyone. Say again.
Oh, I was just asking you to introduce yourself. Let me see. I'm trying to get you on a different. I think this should be fine. The side by side. All right, so we'll go ahead and get started. All right, so we'll start with the first thing, which is the introduction. If you again will state your name, your location, and your age.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Awesome.
Okay, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, all right. So if you don't mind, just state your name again, your location, and your age.
I reside in the greater Houston area. I'm 56 years old, 57 years old now. Yeah. Just recently turned
Okay.
57.
All right, good deal. All right. So, what is your occupation, and for how long have you been doing
So I'm a licensed air conditioning refrigeration contractor. I've been in this industry for 25 years.
that? Okay, good deal. All right. So, what are some of your hobbies?
I love to roller skate. I love to
Okay.
dance, travel. Yeah. I'm a foodie. I love to draw. Yeah. I love
All
live
right.
music. Yeah.
Okay. So, is there a certain type of food that you like? It's just all foods you just like to try new cuisine.
So I'm pescatarian, so primarily seafood. Yeah.
All right. Good deal. Good deal. All right. So, do you have children? If so, how many? What are their ages? And do you desire more children?
I do have children. I have a 40-year-old,
Okay.
36-year-old, 35-year-old, 25-year-old, 23-year-old, and a 17-year-old that'll be 18 this year.
Okay.
Um, I would I would mind to have another child in marriage only.
Okay. That's
Yeah,
understandable.
marriage only.
All all right. So, what is one negative trait about yourself that you have taken from your last relationship that you have worked on, or currently working on, or will work on? And why do you feel it's a negative trait?
So allow me to say this. So
Mhm.
a negative trait. Let's shift the paradigm some
Okay.
and call it something that I can improve upon.
Okay.
Right.
Hmm.
My humble is very high, but my tolerance for foolish is very low. So I'm working on trying to understand where people come, their background and things they face, and just being a little more patient in that process.
Right, because it does play a factor in how they interact with everyone. And sometimes you, as an individual, could have done the work to improve in your areas that you need to improve on, but not everybody's at that same level. So just having that
Correct.
understanding, that's good.
Correct.
All righty. Moving on to the next thing. How do you deal with or handle conflict?
I love to communicate. I'm a natural problem solver. Yeah.
Mhm.
So my industry, no one calls me unless they have a problem. So I really, really love solving problems. I have a very technical mind, a great
Okay.
sense of humor,
Mhm.
I have a great sense of compassion. I'm um, I'm an empath. Great, have great discernment. So yeah.
Okay. All right. Good deal. Okay. So is religion or spirituality something that's important to you? And if so, what are your beliefs? And is it important to you that your partner um, have those same beliefs?
So I'm a believer. I believe that Jesus died on the cross for my sins. I believe that He's God. I believe He's coming again. I believe in heaven and hell. I believe that I was saved from my sins.
Mhm.
So those are the tenets of my faith. Um, it is imperative that the person that wants to connect with me believes in God. That they're a believer.
Mhm.
I'm not religious. I just have a relationship with my Father. I read my Bible. Um, I love to read God's Word, and not just for reading purposes, just for knowledge purposes, so that I can figure out this thing called life.
Right, right,
So I
right.
would hope that someone that's interested in me would have a relationship with God. One of the most important things for me to her would be, can you talk to God for me? Can you get a prayer through? What did God say? You know,
Right, right. And
right?
and it's also important that, like at the beginning, you mentioned Jesus, because some people have their own different versions of who God is. So it was good that you specified Jesus, so that person, whoever is interested in you, they'll know that it is Jesus that you see as God. So
Yeah, that's.
um,
I believe in being. I'm a communicator, an effective communicator. I'm also an active listener, so I know what's important to me. Those are my values.
good deal. Good deal. All right. Do you believe in therapy? Why or why not?
I do believe in therapy,
Okay.
and the reason I do believe in therapy because the human mind is complex, and just as with our physical bodies, we encounter injuries. Psychologically, we experience trauma,
Mhm.
and those traumas have to be addressed by psychiatrists, psychologists, those who understand the human mind.
Right.
I'm no psychologist, I'm no psychiatrist, but I have a common sense approach to life.
Mhm.
If I got a broken bone, I need to go see someone who knows about, right.
Right.
If I got a broken heart or a broken mind, I need to go and see someone who specializes in that study, right?
Mhm.
So yes, I do believe in therapy, and it's a good thing. It's a good practice.
Okay. Good deal. Good deal. All right. So, do you believe in gender roles? And if so, what do you think is the woman's responsibility in a relationship or marriage? And what is the man's responsibility in a long term relationship or marriage?
That's a pretty steep question. I believe that there are two circles or two auras that those two human beings carry. One being masculine, the other being feminine. Um, but sometimes those roles they don't collide, but they intersect. They intersect. They come together. Those two circles come together, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
And in the middle of those two circles meeting,
Mhm.
there's a space and a place to exchange roles,
Right.
right?
Mhm.
But there, on the outside of that, there are dominant roles that both naturally play. A woman's a
Mhm.
nurturer, a man's a protector, right? If someone knocked on my door was threatening my family, I would expect for my wife to get up and go answer that call.
Right.
Right?
Right.
If my daughter needed to understand about her cycle, I hope that she would expect for me to take her to the right to figure that out.
Mhm.
Those are like natural roles. A man should protect, provide, lead, and instruct. A
Mhm.
woman should nurture, right?
Mhm.
Be sensitive and be feminine. And those
Okay.
worlds kind of go together, right? And again, it has nothing to do with who's going to wash the dishes tonight, right?
Mhm.
It has nothing to do with who's going to put a load of clothes in the dryer, right?
Right.
That's just
Mhm.
general cleaning. I'm a single
Right.
man. I do all that for myself now. I cook for
Mhm.
myself. If I don't cook, I don't eat. If I don't go out and eat, I don't eat. So those are just surface things. But the
Mhm.
gist of it is a man should always lead and guide his woman, take care of her emotionally,
Mhm.
provide for her financially, socially, and physically. And then there's some roles that a woman should do. She should respect him for the things that he
Mhm.
does, right? Look up to him and always encourage him to do and to be that great man, to be that big guy.
Okay. Good deal. All right. So, what are some physical features or aesthetics that are attractive to you, what is your definition of attractiveness? What does that person look
Now we get into the good part. Hold on.
like? Yeah,
Trying to hear.
because I know men are visual creatures, so they have to be attractive to the ladies. So yeah, if they're
All
not
right.
attractive, then it's a no-go. So I
Right.
just want to know, what is your definition of attractive?
I'm being silly. I believe that laugh is good like a medicine, right? I'm
Mm-hmm,
humorous, so I believe you have to add a little humor in there. But anyway, for me,
mm-hmm,
my partner has to be dainty.
mm-hmm,
Dainty is a word that comes to the foremost of my mind.
mm-hmm,
Feminine, intelligent, industrious, respectful, kind, having feminine strength, right?
mm-hmm.
And just having all the luxuries that God can afford a woman. I like a nice tight waistline. I prefer that. Yeah. Symmetry. The math has to be mathing. I'm 5'9".
Mm-hmm.
So anywhere between 5 foot and 5'9", we're good. And she put the heels on, she's 5'11", we're still good. And
Right.
sometimes at some point you got to come off the elevator and meet you back on the first
Right.
floor. So yeah, I think for me, the other thing would be what goes along with how she looks is not necessarily her her outward appearance. It's
Mhm,
what she's doing to actually maintain that appearance because there's some beautiful women, right? And men, we're fascinated by them, right?
mhm,
But there are things that women do for themselves on a personal level,
mhm,
privately, that that presents her at a beautiful place publicly. Working
mhm,
out, her
mhm,
nutrition, her prayer life, her meditation, her counseling, her family circle, how she feels about herself, all that comes out. So it's not just she looks a certain way, it's how her eyes look. It's how she looks in her eyeballs, how she actually appears in her face, right? Her face
mhm,
card is valid because she loves herself. So her face card is valid. It comes forth because she loves herself. And a man of my stature we recognize that. And I understand that. I know when a woman loves herself because I love myself. I want to
right.
look in the mirror. I work out. I work out 3 or 4 times a week. I'm in very good shape. I
Mhm,
have no medications. I'm in great shape. So I want to grow older and stronger with a partner who values nutrition, exercise, inner appearance, and outer appearance. She got to be fine. She got to be sexy. So what I'm simply saying is that I'm giving her something right now that she can
mhm,
hold on to. So when I go to the gym and work out 4 days a week for an hour, I'm thinking
mhm,
about when she sees me.
mhm.
Yeah,
That's understandable. That's understandable. So,
yeah.
is there like, some people are into skin tone. Is there a certain shade or hue that she has to be, or that doesn't matter as long as she fits those other things that you just described?
And now you're gonna get me in trouble. You're gonna get me in trouble with this. No, I'm in a good place. Skin tone
Okay.
doesn't really matter to me. Though I'm a
Okay.
chocolate man, I don't necessarily prefer she's got to be a red bone or she's got to be pecan tan or she has to be, jet black. I'll take
Mhm.
her in any flavor that she comes
Okay.
as long as she's a black African queen.
Okay. Good deal. All
I did
right.
say black African queen.
You did. All right. So
I
we
mean,
got that.
the last time I checked, mama was black, grandma was black. So yeah, yeah, always bet on black.
All right. All right. Because that was going to be one of the questions later. Is there a particular race preference? But you've answered that question now. So, all right. Good deal.
I do want to say this though. There aren't
Mm-hmm.
any races. There's one blood.
Mm-hmm.
There's one humanity. I want to
Mm-hmm.
stick with my nation of people. I'm an
Mm-hmm.
African man, born in
Mm-hmm.
America. They typify me as an African American. I'm an
Mm-hmm.
African living in
Mm-hmm.
America, born in
Mm-hmm.
America. I want
Mm-hmm.
me an African queen.
That's understandable. That's
I'll take it.
understandable.
I'll take a pecan. I'll take a sandy. I'll take a red bone, a black bone. Yeah, come hither, my quiver.
So you take it out as long as they're a beautiful black queen. All right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right. So, what
I
is
did. I
one?
did. Let me mention this as well.
Mm-hmm,
I like symmetry. Again, I said that.
mm-hmm.
Let the eyes be where the eyes need to be. Look at me and look at you. You know, let the smile be smiling. I'm done.
Oh my goodness. All right. What do you think is your purpose in life?
I am a spokesmodel for God. I'm a light.
Okay. Mhm.
Yeah, I'm a
So
light. I'm an instructor. I'm a
you're in the
teacher.
word and you go by his word.
Yeah. Listen, I don't. I'm not being religious right now. I'm
Mm-hmm.
being. I'm being on purpose, right? I'm a
Right.
child
Mm-hmm.
of God, right? I'm
Mm-hmm.
God's child.
Right.
So I am a light. I'm
Mm-hmm.
sharing. I'm sharing with the world the way that God is caring for me from the inside out,
Right.
right? Whether
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling them about God or giving them a job, or
Mm-hmm.
just giving them some encouragement, or giving them some wisdom, or um, comforting with someone who's mourning,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or sharing resources with someone who needs something.
Right.
I'm just on purpose.
Intentional. All right. Good deal. So, what is one unique thing about yourself that most people don't know?
Many people do not know that I'm taller between my ears than I am vertically. No, just stop. I'm gonna say he's so full of himself, but it's not that. I got a lot of humor. I'm thankful, but no.
But sometimes you have to be confident. You do have to be confident.
Right. I got big energy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I read and write and speak Spanish fluently.
Okay, good
Yeah,
deal.
you don't know
Mhm.
that.
All right, good
Yeah.
deal. And some people probably wouldn't know that you roller skate because just looking at you, I wouldn't believe that you roller skated. And
Listen,
so you just can't judge a book by its cover. It just
I
don't look
get
like a
down.
typical
I get
roller
down.
skater.
Get down.
Okay, then. All right. Okay, so what are your relationship status goals? An example, marriage, long-term relationship, companionship only. And also, why now?
All of the above
Hmm.
with one person. Now is the time in which I feel that my heart and my mind is in a position to really share the best of me.
Hmm.
I'm at the
Okay,
pinnacle of my life right now. I'm as strong as I've ever been. I'm
okay.
20, I'm 30, I'm 40, I'm 50, I'm almost 60.
And you say, now is the time. All right.
You know, it's not as though I'm saying I'm running out of time because I'm
Hmm.
healthy, right? And I'm a
Right.
Renaissance man, right?
Hmm.
But I feel that I'm on the pinnacle of really doing some great things, some more great
Right.
things,
Hmm.
and I really want to share that with. I want to share that journey with a companion, someone
Right.
that I can love to pieces and share with them,
Right. Hmm.
bounce ideas off of them, and
Right.
they pray for me and encourage me, and I pray for them and encourage them about their dreams and goals, and we
Hmm.
just kind of feed off of one another in this time. I want to begin to share some of my energy with someone else that
Right.
is significant to me. I want to love somebody to pieces.
Oh, okay. Good deal. The ladies gonna love that. All right. So, what are your love languages, and how should somebody display those to you? What does that look like for them to display your love languages to you?
So recently, I discovered something.
Okay.
As my birthday approached, which is Valentine's Day,
Oh, well, happy
right?
belated birthday.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So single last year, single this year. Last year, I spent a week in Belize by myself. Had
Okay.
an amazing
Mm-hmm.
time, an awesome time. And I
Mm-hmm.
said, since I'm single this year, I'm just going to hang out by myself. And I did. They had a great time. This year, I'm single again, and I decided to go out on a date.
Mm-hmm.
But it was different because this date actually planned the date, took
Mm-hmm.
me out,
Mhm.
paid for the date, bought
Mhm.
me a gift, and I said, "Wow, that was sweet. It was cool."
Mhm.
So I found out that one of my love languages is acts of service,
Right.
which is at the bottom of my list
Mhm.
forever. It was very, very heartfelt, you know, because of
Okay.
course I'm a gentleman. It's Valentine's
Mhm.
Day. I want to, you know,
Right.
activate,
You want to move
right?
on?
I'm
Yeah.
here to activate.
Mhm.
But I've
Mhm.
learned now to kind of sit back and allow someone to do something for me because
Right.
I've loved them for others, right? So that
Mhm.
came to the surface, and that was my fourth love language. But my first love language is quality time.
All this time. Okay.
I love
All
quality
right.
time. Second love
Well,
language would be touch.
mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
So with
third,
the policy, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna recap on the first two that you stated, but I will wait till you get through with the
I
other
was
two.
I heard a song in my mind. It said "Do Me Baby," but I didn't say it. But anyway, the third
Mhm.
the third is words of affirmation.
Okay.
So one, two, three, four. Yeah, there you go.
Okay. All right. Good deal. So with the quality time, what does that look like to you? Because sometimes when a person may spend quality time with a person in a certain way, they might think it's a little clingy or it's a little too much or overbearing. So what is the balance when it comes to quality time to you? What does that look like?
So when in a relationship, the way that I would share quality time would be, and I'm just being transparent.
Mm-hmm.
I try and take make full use of the moments, right?
Mm-hmm.
So say for instance we're sharing some quality time.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do a private and a public quality time example. A nice back rub. I mean, we're in a relationship and we're kicking it and we're getting to know each other. Just taking time to take care of that person, looking for nothing, right? But
Mm-hmm.
giving something, right? May have had a hard week. Let me take care of you. Not looking for anything. Run a bath, a bubble bath. Throw some
Mm-hmm.
rose petals in there, right? This is for you. Not just because it's cute, but
Mm-hmm.
this may do something for your mind,
Right.
right? These rose petals, this bubble bath, this hot water is going to do something for your body, and it's going to do something for your mind. You know that
Mm-hmm.
someone is thinking about you and
Right.
thinking, having forethought to do something for you and for you alone without looking for
Right.
anything, right? Back
Right.
rub up, back bath. Another thing, I love to eat. I love food. I love to
Mm-hmm.
cook breakfast, right? I love to just lay breakfast out,
Mm-hmm.
prepare breakfast for you. You sit on the balcony and have breakfast with some music in the background. That's quality
Mm-hmm.
time to me. Publicly, holding hands,
Mm-hmm.
making sure you're safe when we cross the street. I'll take the traffic side, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Sharing, maybe going to a ballet, or finding
Mm-hmm.
out what you like to do
Right.
and finding us together in that space, unannounced, right?
Mm-hmm.
Throw a dress across the bed, throw some shoes, and I love fashion, so I'm gonna put you
Mm-hmm.
together, you know. Not that you can't get yourself together, but I'm gonna put you together, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we go out and I'll surprise you at something you've mentioned to me that you think that was just kind of casual, but I'm asking you a question to get to know you. And I said,
Mm-hmm.
this weekend she said she wanted to fly a kite. She hasn't flown a kite since she was a kid. I'll go
Right.
to Walmart, grab some kites, and before you know, we're in the field with a nice little picnic, and we got the kites in there, right? And
Mm-hmm.
there's somebody behind us playing a violin. So that's an example of quality time with me. Or
Right.
taking the top off the vet and riding down to the beach. Just something, just that time spent together, well time, and we may do something international. So that's my idea of quality time.
Okay, good deal. Good deal. Great definition. And just briefly touching on the physical touch, does that mean that you're an affectionate person?
See, now you really, do I have to say it? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'll just say humbly submitted. Yes, ma'am. I know when you
All
say
right.
yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Good deal. All righty. Okay. So the next thing is, what does emotional intelligence mean to you, and do you show that in a relationship?
What does emotional intelligence
Emotional
mean
intelligence.
to me? I got it. Mhm. What does intelligence mean to me? It means being level-headed, right? Being able to absorb. In essence, it means having volume, emotional volume.
Hmm.
And also it means having emotional elasticity, right?
Hmm.
And it means having emotional viscosity, volume, elasticity, and being able to flow, right?
Hmm.
So volume, having enough capacity to take on whatever is happening in my life, number one, right? Gotta have enough for me to handle my stuff, and then
Hmm.
have room enough to handle what's happening with my mate,
Hmm.
right? Elasticity, being able to expand and to contract, right?
Hmm.
And not be all over the place. And having viscosity, that means having the ability to continue to flow without becoming stuck, right? In an
Hmm.
idea or an opinion, or just if we have a difference, that's your opinion, this is mine. Let the viscosity move us to the next place so we can keep flowing, keep going.
Okay.
So yes, it's important to me.
Okay. Good deal. All right. So, what are some obstacles that you have encountered while trying to date?
We're going down the rabbit hole now. Oh my goodness. Take my glasses off and look on the little yonder. Okay, all right, all right, all right,
It's like, how
all right.
much time do I have?
So what I've encountered and understood is that sometimes we encounter relationships that are difficult, and we don't give ourselves enough time to really heal or give ourselves the tools to deal with the healing.
Mhm.
And I found that sometimes imaginations get away, right? So we may see something in a relationship while we're with someone, but it's just an imagination. It relates to a past situation and
Mhm.
not today, right?
Right.
And that's
Mhm.
difficult for someone who is healed and whole
Right.
because their mind is sound. But when
Mhm.
you're in pain and you're hurting from past relationships, you
Right.
can't really relate with what's in front of you because you're looking backwards into what was going on. And they call those triggers,
Right.
right?
Mhm.
And triggers are not necessarily, the triggers are real, but the
Mhm.
situation is imaginative.
Right.
Example would be if someone cannot swim
Mhm.
and they are thrown into a pool,
Mhm.
right? They're freaking out, but the
Mhm.
water is only like 2 inches deep. They're freaking out. They're thrown into the pool and stand up like, I thought it was just 2 inches deep. It's not an 8 foot pool.
Right.
It's not that serious. But I remember this is not that,
Right.
right? So there are a lot of people who are not healed,
That is
right?
true, and that goes back to what you said earlier about the communication piece.
Right.
Sometimes and it's a lot. I've noticed that there are a lot of people out here that aren't doing the work to be fully healed in order to be in happy and healthy relationships. And so
Right.
I am noticing that that is a true problem, especially in our community, that they're not doing the work to totally be healed in order to be in a healthy relationship. So I
The
definitely
second part of that, the second part of that, even after we healed,
Mm-hmm.
We have to regain our elasticity,
Right.
flexibility, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Life is beautiful again. It's
Right.
not, you have to be paranoid, just,
Mm-hmm.
right? Chill.
Right.
Life is
Mm-hmm.
good.
Right. Because that situation isn't what this situation is. Yeah. So
Right.
okay. Hmm. All right. And so, do you believe in monogamy?
I do.
Okay. All right. Good deal.
101.
And
Two is company,
one,
three is always the job.
right. Okay. So, we'll get to that question later.
Let me say that too. So
Mhm,
monogamy is not only physical monogamy between one and another.
mhm,
There's mental monogamy,
mhm,
right?
mhm,
There are individuals who are still caught in what John did, what Tim did, how he made them feel, what he did for them, how where they took them, right? That's not
mhm,
monogamous,
mhm.
right?
No.
That's not
To
mentally
be present
monogamous,
instead of doing. Mhm,
right?
mhm,
They're with someone can be with you and
mhm.
thinking about what someone else did for them, to them, or with them,
Right.
right? That's
Mhm,
not being faithful,
mhm,
right? That's emotional cheating. Even if it's not someone you want to be with in the future
mhm,
or later, it could be someone you've been with and you have these reminiscent ideas about how it should be now.
mhm.
So do I believe in monogamy? Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Well, good deal. All right. So, what do you feel it takes for a person to be a good mate to you, as well as you be a good mate to a person? I know you kind of touched on it earlier, but just I guess just to sum it up in this particular question, what do
It's
you
not,
feel is a great mate to you and you to a great
be intelligent,
mate?
be well groomed, be articulate, be dainty, be a lady, be sexy, be fine, be cool, be humorous, be real. There was a study did that said the highest frequency that vibrates from us is authenticity.
Mm-hmm.
Present yourself and then represent yourself without your representative. Be
All
real.
right. Okay.
And I think that for me, the same thing. What's
Mm-hmm.
good for the goose is good for the gander.
Right.
I'm gonna keep it 100 at all times. And likewise, I'm gonna be a gentleman at all times.
Right. Most definitely.
Race
All
right.
right. Good deal. All right. So, what is your dating location preference? An example, just around the Houston area, Texas only the states surrounding Texas, all over the U.S. or internationally.
I am trying to go to the moon.
Okay. You said the sky's the limit. Wherever they are.
I prefer to meet someone who is local, being
Hmm.
practical.
Hmm.
It's sexy and cool to, hey, I want to meet someone in Africa. I want to, commute back and forth internationally. I want to meet someone in, wherever. But practically speaking, logistically, I would love to meet someone here, someone that's local, Houston area,
Okay.
proper. That would be amazing, so that we
Okay.
can actually spend that quality time and experience those moments without the lag time. Long
Right.
distance that's a very much.
All right. All
It's
right.
always
So,
better if
but
we do it together.
I'm sorry. So if you were to, let's say, match with someone internationally, do you travel out of the country or travel internationally often, or is it something that you would just be willing to do, or would it have to be something done jointly where they are committing to come to you as you are to them?
So the real question here is, brother, do you have a passport?
Yeah, yeah, that definitely matters.
So yes, I do have a passport, and
Okay.
I am open to on a broader scale.
Hmm.
I'm open to definitely open to if that's the way it happens. I'm open to it. I'm not
Okay.
closed minded. Yeah,
Okay. Good deal. But that
flexibility. It's one of my firmest policies.
Possibly that's so, but it would still have to be a joint effort, or would you do most of the traveling, or how would that work? So they will know like what to expect.
So the real question here is, are you a 50-50 brother? I'm not a 50-50 brother, but I do believe in bringing 100 for 100, right?
Mhm.
I believe in
Mhm.
having a concerted effort,
Mhm.
right? I believe that when two combine, it's always better. If you're thinking about me, I'm thinking about you, likewise, vice versa. And your efforts would never be thrown to the wayside. Your efforts would in essence, you'll always get a high yield on every effort
Okay.
because I will pay attention and I'm attentive, not dismissive.
That's important. All right. Okay, and so for the last question, what is your dating range? What age group do you look to date
So for me, it could be from 8 to 80, cripple bind, cripple or crate. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Take my humor. Take my dry humor. Take my dry humor. But for me, it would be 30 to 55.
Okay.
I prefer the sweet spot to be 35 to 50.
Hmm.
That would be a sweet spot for me. But there are a
Okay.
lot of 30-year-olds that are very mature. Their minds
Hmm.
are completely focused. They got their life and their careers together, know exactly what they want. They're grown women. And so 30 to 55. Most definitely one of my pet peeves is you have got to you have you have to have a passion for working out.
Hmm. Okay.
That's important to me. It's a lifestyle.
Hmm.
You gotta love nutrition. Those two things tell me, even if I can't see you right now, my wife to be, I know you're fine.
Hmm. Well, you have the right to
I,
have
I
your
know you. I know you're fine because you're working out and you're eating right. So you can't miss with that.
Okay, so another question I want to ask in conjunction with that. Now, I know a lot of times when women are in their 30s and sometimes in their early 40s that they may have young children. Are you open to dating someone that has young children?
With all due respect and in all honesty, I
Hmm.
would rather not date someone with young children. Yeah, between from 10, 12 younger. That's too young for me.
Okay, but I have to be a teenager.
Yeah.
All right. Good deal. Well, that pretty much concludes our interview. Is there anything else that you just wanted to say or let the people know before we leave?
Sure.
Hmm.
Listen, future wife, I'm so excited to meet you, to see you, to get to know you. I've been preparing myself for you all of my life. I know this may seem like, there's so much out here. I'm a good man. I'm a child of God, was raised right. I'm waiting for you.
Hey, enough said. There you go. And we end on that. Again, I want to thank you, Leonard, for doing this interview and letting the people know that there are still some great, eligible, and intentional bachelors and daters out there. So, ladies, hey, if you are interested in Mr. Leonard, go ahead and reach out to him. And how do you want the ladies to reach out to you?
I prefer social media. You
Okay.
can find me at God's Child, Leonard Butler. My name is spelled Leonard. Of course, Butler, Butler, God's Child. You can find me there. You can find me on Instagram at bearded, like a beard, Bearded, letter N, and the word lidded, like a hat, lidded, Lidded. I know it's difficult, but I'm on Instagram. Just look up Leonard Butler on Instagram. You'll find me. But bearded in lidded, beard and hats. So you can find me on those two social medias. And if you find me there, say hello And like one of the songs says, I'm waiting for you.
All right then. What a way to end. All right. Again, thank you and the best of luck to you. And there you go. That's a wrap.
Awesome.
All
Thank you so
right.
much.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye. All right, Bella Beauties and Bella Bows. That is a wrap for this interview. Until next time, take care, stay blessed, and talk to you later.